over there.
Flag is over there.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Rod, can you lead us with the pledge?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, ladies and gents. As you can see, there's 3 of us here. Guess it's vacation time for a lot of people. So I need a motion to open the town board meeting of August 14th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
First item on the agenda is review and award the bid for 2025 Applied Polymer Modified Rejuvenating Seal to Total Asphalt Maintenance, Inc. in the amount of $142,413.80. And Broderick, our supervisor of highway superintendent, is here to give us the input.
Well, basically, we discussed this at the improvements portion of the Highway Law 284, where we all signed off on what repairs we were going to do and what improvements we were going to do. So this just happened to be, most of our road improvement work is done piggybacking off a county contract or an OGS contract. This one just didn't have it because it's a fairly new process. So we bid it out, and now other political subdivisions can utilize ours if they so desire.
So we had a short discussion outside, and it's kind of, at least in my mind, interesting stuff, because it's doing things like you said about one of the things we have with roads is cracks, and it kind of seals the cracks. It prevents UV light, I believe, from
Yeah, UV light
penetrating.
is our first damaging factor to pavement, and you really don't even see it. But you know, when you get your driveway repaved and it's that very deep black, and then gradually over the years it gets grayer and grayer, that's the oxidation process that takes place because of the ultraviolet light. And that actually starts microscopic cracks that lead to bigger things. So this is a preventative. It provides a kind of a new layer, not really a new layer, but a enhanced layer of UV protection. We've been working with this. This will be the 3rd year we've been working with it. We will ascertain from that what our frequency will be, whether it's 3 years or 4 years that we utilize that. Pretty much with chip sealing, where we do provide a whole new surface of road, that we've been doing in 4-year intervals. We're trying to get there.
So, anybody have any questions for Rob?
Nope.
Okay, so we're gonna lay down 86,312 square yards. And just for everybody's edification, that is going on to the following streets: Northgate, Spruce Hill Lane, Summit View Road, Southgate, Premier Trail, Murabito Place, Goshen Trail, Autumn Trail, Lovett Lane, Lakeview Drive, Howard Court, Rolling Ridge Drive, Dunmore Lane, Longview Terrace, Industrial Drive, and Hasbrook Road. Right?
Okay, and the significance of that is every one of those roads, with the exception of Hasbrook, was resurfaced last year. So we are putting this on early to try to, again, it's all about pavement preservation. And that's really the key game to
Right.
taking care of your roads with, you can't afford to repave them every year.
Right, right. Okay, so the next, there's no other questions, right?
No.
Okay, so then we need a motion to award the bid for 2025 applied polymer modified rejuvenating sealer to Total Asphalt Maintenance, Inc. in the amount of $142,413.80.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? I'll call the question then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Or you don't need a roll call? Okay. So, while we have you here, just another thing that came into my mind is, how is the overall paving going? Like, are we 50% done? You know, the stuff that we've contracted out with, I believe was it Ward this year? Ward?
Yeah, we haven't even started our paving. We just finished up our chip sealing. We hope to move to Rejuvenator, and because Ward got hit so hard with, the county bid was big for them. They're doing a lot of roads this year, golf links and
Right.
County Route 51, and so they have a very heavy schedule. So
Mhm.
that
Right.
we probably won't see pavement till probably the second or third week in September.
Yeah, well, we can go right through October and do it, right?
Up to December.
We've done it by the hair of our chin in December before
Yeah.
too, but we don't wanna go there.
Right. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Broderick, appreciate it.
Most certainly, thank you.
Next thing on the agenda is to acknowledge the receipt of introductory local law 5 of 2025 entitled Tax Levy Limit Override for 2026 fiscal year. So before you is that, and as we have already said, this is just to acknowledge the fact that you have received it. And it has to be to the councilman supervisor's desk, so to speak, 10 days. So it's just an acknowledgement of this. Essentially, if this goes through, there's a public hearing, and then there's a vote down the road at one of our later meetings. And what this does is it allows us to go over the tax cap, which is 2%. So we're still working diligently to get under the 2% tax cap, but this is just in case, just like we did last year. So you don't need any motion or anything, just acknowledge that we have it. Got it. Next is review and approve the town board minutes of July 10th, 2025. So I need a motion for that.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, second the motion. Any discussion? I'll call the question then. All in favor?
I think it's gonna be a problem because I wasn't here.
No,
Yeah,
it's
the next one
it's the
was-
next one.
Right, okay.
The next one, well, okay,
Oh, yeah.
just let's accept this one first.
Yes,
okay?
okay.
Okay, everyone's good with it?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So now the next agenda item is the minutes for July 24th.
Right.
And on the 24th, Phil was not here, so tonight, there's only 2 people. So we're going to defer
Yeah.
the acceptance of these minutes until we have a full board.
Yep.
So that's basically being tabled, number 4.
Yep.
Now we move on to finance. Discuss and approve a motion to authorize the supervisor to pay accounts payable check run for August 14th, 2025 in the amount of $248,306.98.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Call the question and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody. Next is discuss and approve budget transfers as requested by Budget Officer Jennifer Blaisdell. So there's before you those transfers, and we need a motion to approve that? Yes or not? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So we need a motion for that.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And for information purposes, Budget Officer did have an AP review of the August 14th, 2025 bills. And now, with that, we move to privilege of the floor.
It was quick.
I put it over here, I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
But you don't want to be like me today?
All right. Good evening, my name's Chris Healy, I'm a resident of the town of Goshen. Approximately a month ago, at a town board meeting, there was some discussion of TAM Enterprises were gonna come in and put a 2-inch water line or a replacement line for some of the residents in Scotchtown Park. I see that we're closing Goshen Turnpike briefly at John Drive. I'm wondering if that is in fact the work being done?
The work that was done, that was in question that night, was done the next day.
Okay.
So that particular job has been done, and I actually went out to the site, spoke with, I forget her name, her son came
I
and,
did too.
and her, went out and spoke to her, and
Yeah.
it was perfect. She was,
Clancy.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
and
Clancy, yeah, Clancy.
Clancy.
So that job is done.
yeah.
The next job that you're talking about, yes, I did see that today, that there was going to be road closure or something like that. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, there
Rick?
was a broken service, water service that was in the road, so we had to dig the road up and fix it. That's all it was.
along with that other job, there was talk about putting a clean out at the end of the line there. Was that done with that?
Yeah.
Yes,
That was done. And how many residents were affected? Well, 2 residents, and they are now running clear.
Yeah.
There are other residents in Scotchtown Park that, look, the water hasn't been great for a long time. The green sand system seems to be working quite well in Ham Park. We had talked, Supervisor Petro had said that the other water districts in time would be receiving the green sand system. Does anyone know, maybe not, but does anyone know, are we moving forward with procuring financing for those systems, for those customers in the districts?
well, yes, the one that is, I guess, first up is Arcadia.
Yes.
And Arcadia is having severe difficulties with iron and manganese.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know what the latest, and maybe they haven't, the latest labs that have come in, but I know the supervisor was working, and if there was 3 months of these really high iron and manganese levels, then that may trigger, I'm gonna say emergency, it's probably not the proper word, but it would allow us to get money that we wouldn't have been allowed to get before this fact that they have such severe problems with the iron and manganese. Where that actually is, I can't tell you, but I know the supervisor is working on that diligently.
Like to hear it. Thank you very much.
Yes?
I'm June Evers. I wanted to talk about the battery thing proposed for Hartley Road. I know everybody says it's safe, but I'm just really concerned about the unknown. You know, I was thinking today, they thought that Titanic was safe, but I'm just concerned about that. And I know it was talked about at the meeting last night that Montgomery banned batteries until they know more about them. So I just wanted to voice that, that's all.
Who said it was safe? You said it.
Oh, are you the guy with, TAM, isn't it TAM or something that's putting the battery?
They're renting a storage area from TAM Enterprise, the battery storage.
Okay, well, one meeting I was here and I spoke about it, and 2 men came up and said, oh, it's totally safe. Oh, the one fire chief,
Yeah, right.
and I thought you did too.
No, it wasn't me, it was the 2 gentlemen that were speaking here.
Oh, okay, all right.
There was 2 guys, they were talking about how it's fully enclosed and there's no access from the outside to any of the batteries inside.
Yeah.
They're fully closed in containment units.
Yeah,
Right, but that doesn't mean it's safe.
you know, it's
There are a lot of issues.
It's right above an
Yeah.
aquifer, that's what, I mean, there's so many people, it's not like an aquifer in the middle of nowhere. There's so many people that live around there and have businesses.
Chester has a moratorium
Well, they do.
on that also. And based on the information and research that I have, these things are not safe. We're not anywhere near equipped to handle any emergencies, any fires. So this dialogue, unless I missed something, is still going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dialogue going on, so no one, I mean, someone may have said
Yeah,
it's safe.
nothing's approved yet.
Absolutely
Oh,
Still,
not.
Alright.
They're still before the planning board.
Yeah, we
and so
we
forth.
referred it to
Yeah.
the planning board.
So,
Okay,
Right.
yeah, nothing's been approved.
Right.
okay, all right, thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else? Neil,
Thank you.
nice haircut.
Thank you. It's too dang hot nowadays. I just have, I'm kind of concerned about the local law number 5. It seems like at this point in time, you must have a initial draft, so you must think that you're gonna go over 2%.
I don't think so.
No.
Wait,
Well, then why would you want to pass this law or even receive it if
so-
you don't think you're gonna be over
We
it?
didn't pass it.
I know you didn't pass it,
We
but why
didn't-
would
we
you even
haven't done it.
consider it?
Yeah.
Because
So-
we might have to go over
Yeah,
the 2%.
you have to be
Yeah.
prepared.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that you really have to be prepared by having the right budget.
Mhm.
So if you don't have a draft saying, hey, we're gonna go over, or might go over 2%, then I really wonder why you even put this up there. Another question, kind of follow up on that. How many pilot projects do we have in town?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Neither do I, okay?
Yeah.
So that's not a trick question, because I don't know. The question really is, we have a certain number of pilot projects, and we know that every year, they pay additional tax money every year based on the pilot.
Right.
They start at 5%, then they go 10%, whatever the numbers are. So based on that alone, if we did raise taxes, we must know, and certainly our budget officer and whoever's making the budget up
Right.
would know how much additional money we're gonna get next year if we don't raise taxes at all. Because these pilots are all gonna pay more without any additional taxes.
Right.
So it seems like that you kind of putting the cart before the horse by even considering the fact that you may have to go over. If you don't know this information,
We have to vote on whether we're gonna go over it or not. You may have missed it.
no, I heard it, but,
Okay.
but it just seems,
So,
it seems like you're already prepared to give up and say, hey, we may go over it, and instead of doing the hard work, keeping the budget
Yeah,
down.
that's not what it's about.
Okay,
That's
then
not, that's not what it's
certainly,
about.
not at all.
at the public hearing, I'll certainly have to say something again, but it just seems like you really have to look at what's being spent. And certainly, the pilots, we should know how much that goes up every year.
Well, yeah, but it's not
We
only
do.
based on the
Yeah.
pilots.
No, I know, but
You know, that's just actually, it's a very small portion of the budget.
Sure.
There are like 1,000 line items on this thing.
No,
And the
I
pilot's
understand.
only a little
And of course,
speck on it.
and of course, we do all our diligence. We're not gonna just say we're going over. There's no
Yeah.
way we would do that.
I understand that,
We did this last year.
Yeah, same thing, same.
I know you did it last year, and I wasn't quite sure why you did it last year. It just seems like you're putting the cart before the horse and saying, hey, we're gonna give up, we're not really gonna try to fight. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Neil, how about you?
Sure? No, there's
Nice
a
haircut.
they took up too much of a lot of else, all right. No, there are rumors going around, and I just want you to be able to say no. That this town has spent down all its reserve money, and we're now working on fumes, is the wording that was said to me. Please confirm it's not true.
I don't know what that means.
It means that we used to have,
I know what
with
you-
Doug,
I know
we used
what
to have a
you
lot of
mean.
reserve money.
Yeah.
And the person who said it to me apparently thinks for some reason that we have spent most of our reserve money, so there's no reserve money in our budget. Hence all these budget transfers, and therefore we are running on fumes. I don't know the answer, I didn't.
Yeah, I think essentially what you're talking about is the unexpended balances. And the unexpended balances were really huge for many, many years. The money. Now the unexpended balances are still there. And in fact, it depends on the particular budget area, like Fund A, Fund B, Fund DB, and some of them still are flush with money. And others, there's no budget that has no unexpended balance. Every single budget has an unexpended balance. One of the questions that we will be wrestling with is how much of that unexpended balance do we want to put towards the budget in order to keep the taxes low? But to answer your question specifically is every budget, as far as I know, last time I looked at it, every budget had an unexpended balance.
Okay, I think it would be helpful for some of the town people if you could explain that somehow. Because it was raised to me and I sure didn't know the answer.
So, are they talking about this year we're running on?
They're talking about, yeah,
They're saying that we have spent our whole yearly budget already, and there's no.
No, they're not saying already.
Who's saying what? I mean, they
No,
don't
what's
understand the
being-
financial.
What was said, what was explained to me, as far as I could understand, is that, like you said, we have these budget, items, like you said, George, where we have unexpended balances
Yeah.
there. And their concern was that most of these, or almost all of these, unexpended balances have been depleted, so that now we're working without having that benefit of those unexpended balances.
My question to them would be, have you looked at it? Are you just guessing?
Yeah.
That's what my question would be.
And I have
Because
not-
obviously, they haven't looked at it.
I have no idea,
Yeah,
really.
so
They-
next
I-
time somebody says that to you, just say, have you looked at it? Have you
And,
physically seen it?
and
This is-
so-
Actually, next time they say something, you need to say what?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
I did say, well, you said what? I said, Bob, I'll bring it up here and you can explain it to them.
Oh, hey, whoever was there, yeah.
Can I just say something to that? Considering that highway dabbles in all four budgets
Yeah, you do.
and funds, obviously, we had a catastrophic loss of one of our underground diesel tanks, which, those tanks were 30 years old, which necessitated the replacement. That has put terrible pressure on the A fund,
Sure.
because that was a huge expense.
Yep.
And so, but I also happen to know that, you know, DB, which does our roads and our road improvement, that's a very healthy
Yeah.
account.
Yeah, that's where the budget transfers come. I mean, nothing is spent down exactly the way it is every single month. 1/12 is not spent every single month, every time. Some funds you need additional funding because of situations that happen. So you do budget transfers to make sure that fund is healthy. And there's a legal situation where you can't do budget transfers on some of that stuff. So on the stuff that we can, we just equal everything out till we get to the end of the year. Like George talked about the unexpended balances. I mean, in the ideal situation, as crazy as it is, you make a budget, and if everything is perfect at the end of the year, you end up with zero, because you have made the budget perfect, and you have spent it all, and next year you're gonna make it perfect. That's just not the way it works.
No, it doesn't.
We always have unexpended balances, because we're frugal. We look at everything we spend and make sure that we do have reserves. I'm not sure, Neil, who is saying we're operating on fuel.
I'm not sure what they were based on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're based on or whatever, but you know, I mean, you said it was a rumor, so.
No, that was.
It's a rumor.
Yeah, but if they would like, they should come in and talk to one of us. And maybe we can explain
Yep.
how it works, yeah.
Certainly you're not spending any money on salt right now.
Thank God.
Do we have money left over for salt?
I hope so,
We do.
in December.
We do.
Yeah, and then, of course, we have to purchase a certain amount of it every year, right?
Well, we
On
will
the
purchase
contract.
some
It's in the contract, that's right.
under the contracts.
Yeah.
September 1st, right around there, we'll take more for the new contract.
Well, then,
Anything else from anyone else? Then I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second.